Hit that like button, thumbs up, help the algorithm for the channel. So, look, predictions come true. I knew it last time the ratings came out, and Undisputed that got underneath six figures. They got underneath 100,000. It was the first time they did it. It was like a one-time, oh my god, like panic. But it became a trend. It became a regularity where they haven't even been showing up on the Nielsen's ratings at all. And at some point it's crazy because I kept saying Fox can't continue to pay Skip Bayless $6 million a year and no one's watching the show. I mean, at this point, anyone who watches FS1 will tell you, and it's not the same network it was 8 years ago, but the best show is probably that one with Nick Wright right now and Chris Broussard. First Things First has become the flagship show, and their ratings back it up and prove it. There's been a shift on both networks, but the shift is that's become the afternoon show has become the popular show, and they're doing it with just those three guys, no celebrities. Skip has had everybody on there to help. He's had Deion Sanders during the football season. Paul Pierce had came in with Rachel Nichols. I thought they were a good asset to the show. I couldn't say they saved it, but they were a Band-Aid, right? They kind of gave it some validation during the NBA playoffs. But now that the finals is over, and I'm surprised they let it go through the finals, they have officially announced Skip Bayless is out at Fox, and he will be doing his last show at the end of the summer, despite having celebrities and athletes. And this is New York Post put this out, that he'll be leaving after 8 years as the co-host. The revamped show couldn't compete with the success of other FS1 midday programs, exactly what I just said, and winning the free fall in ratings. The cracks were already showing for Undisputed when Skip Bayless struggled to find a permanent co-host after Shannon Sharpe's departure. Yup, we seen that, and that was pretty embarrassing. Remember last summer, they had to take the whole summer off because they were struggling to find a replacement for Shannon. It's been a whole year, believe it or not. The rest of this article, since the Super Bowl, things have only spiraled. From there, struggles have only snowballed, making Skip's reported exit to the tipping point. Look, the Damar Hamlin situation was really where Skip became the real villain. Like, there was always people who didn't like Skip Bayless, but he was kind of like tolerable to people. People looked at him as a character. He really became like hated amongst his peers and amongst a lot of people, like fans, when that happened, and that was it, bro. And I got this article, an awful announcement, continues to say, headed into the Sweet 16 of NCAA tournaments towards the NBA playoffs and NFL draft. This is a lot of content right here. So they covered Sweet 16, the playoffs, and the draft, and they only averaged 48,000 viewers an episode during a mid-morning slot. And they used to double that when Shannon was around. They used to triple that when Shannon was around. And when Shannon was around, it was getting about 400,000 an episode. That's crazy. Now, according to it's the smallest audience of any Undisputed broadcast since it returned from its hiatus in September. So that's telling you a lot when you got all of this interesting stuff going on in sports, and you're covering it, and no one's still watching. It goes on to say, even with Bayless' high-profile status, Undisputed's format with rotating cast of panelists was unsustainable. I called that also. I mean, and on the football season, you got Michael Irvin, you got Richard Sherman, you got Keyshawn. Then they'll mix in some some basketball segments and keep one of those two football players on. It was too much. You couldn't keep that up, And then Richard Sherman wasn't feeling Skip. It just wasn't going to work, man. And it goes on to say, with Bayless in his final year of his hefty 4-year, $32 million contract and Undisputed struggling following Shannon Sharpe's departure, it has allowed Fox to part ways. It was inevitable. Skip and Fox had to part ways. It was only a matter of time. Like I said, I'm not even going to kick Skip in the nuts. I mean, look, Skip is he's responsible for everything that you see right now in sports media, where there's no more analysts or professionals on sports media. It's a bunch of personalities and personas. He changed the landscape of what it is, good or bad, but he birthed he crawled so all these people could walk. The Pat McAfees, the Stephen A. Smiths, the personalities that people, that people love now. He did that. So yeah, it's over. I mean, Shannon got the last laugh. Shannon got the last laugh, man. And I still think that Damar Hamlin situation was the dagger for Skip. And when Shannon did not show up to work the next day, It made it pretty. What? How does Shannon say? It made it abundantly clear, right? Abundantly clear where he stood. He was not feeling that, and I just remember everybody on Twitter, everyone just ripped him a new one. Like they was just, that was it. That was the dagger for Skip Bayless. His podcast, that's not necessarily taken off either. I just think he's just gonna have to go out, just settle. I don't know where he goes from here. Does he continue to do his show? Does he continue to be on Twitter? I don't know. But you definitely have seen the end of Skip Bayless on television. That's it. I don't think he'll ever be on TV again because he's just, the popularity wise, he always was unlikable, but he was still popular, if that makes sense. He was everyone's favorite bad guy or heel. It's gotten to a point where it's real dislike, it's real disdain for him now, and you can't have him as the lead of any TV show. People are not gonna watch it. So yeah, Skip is gonna have to go out. Fox decided to take Skip out the back like old Yeller. So it is over, man. But Skip Bayless had a good one. He had a hell of a run, but it was inevitable.